Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Too Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Too Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actor, director, dancer, choreographer, Dondraico Johnson with me. So welcome, Dondraico.
Yeah, thank you for having me. All of the above. All of the above. Thank you for
That's a
having
lot of hats.
Yeah. I try to step into, I try to be a little multifaceted guy. I do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. And once one door opened and I was able to multitask and use all my other talents, I just say, you know what, let's give this a try. And they all seem to be working. So
Yeah, if it's working, why would you stop?
Why would I stop? I'm like, I just got here. Let's get this thing really rolling.
Well, let's start that way, Draico. Tell me a little bit about what got you into the entertainment business. What got you involved with dance, and how did those two combine?
So funny story is I grew up an athlete. I'm an athlete. I played
Oh
football
yeah.
and baseball and ran track my entire high school.
What was your event for track?
100, 200, and 400.
Oh, that's what I ran.
But the 400 was more my thing.
Yeah, I was a 400 runner, and I was on the relay teams for the 1 and 200, but I was like I was the
Oh,
slowest of the four.
listen, I couldn't figure that speed up on that 100, but that 400 I was good. Once I got past that first 200 and the 400, I was good after that.
That 400, that's a hard event because you're sprinting
Yeah.
that whole lap.
I'm a track and field fanatic, by the way. I cannot wait for the Olympics here in LA in 2028. I'm like, that's gonna be a whole.
I
That's a
know.
whole.
I'm hoping, because Live Nation does a lot with that. I'm hoping we can come to some
But
events.
listen, because you got the perks of all perks now. That Olympic one might be out of my reach. So if you got some, tell your wife I'll be y'all +3 if y'all want me to go.
That's right. That's right. All right. I'll say, hey, we got a buddy if we want.
Listen, I'm there. I'm
She
completely.
she worked the Olympics in China back in 2008. Spent a month over there in Beijing, which was fantastic. And she's higher up now, so she probably won't be working the Olympics, but we'll probably be out there.
Listen, well, if it comes up, tell your dear friend over here, Draico, would love to go.
That's right.
All the track events, the track and the gymnastics, sign me up. I'm there. But that's kind of how. So I started my. That's what I grew up doing. I grew up in South Carolina. I'm from a small town called.
Oh, you're down where close to. I'm in West Virginia, and
Oh yeah.
West Virginia's favorite vacation spot is Myrtle Beach.
Murder Beach. Listen, if you're in Carolinas, you know all about Carolinas, DC, Murder. I mean, Virginia, you know all about Murder Beach. You know all about it. So I grew up there. There's no, and the area that I'm from, there's no performing arts school. So I'm just an athlete. So I always could dance, and I always had this thing for musical theater and watching videos and trying to repeat what I've done, like just on my off time, just being a kid, right? So then I went to college. Short story. Went to college in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And that year, I played sports from 5 years old till I got to college. When I got to college, like I was like, I'm gonna take a year. It's a new place, it's a new environment. Let me scope the scenes first.
That's right.
So that year, when I took off, I ended up hanging out with some group of friends who all come from like New York, DC. They all come from these performing arts schools, and it was all into like music and dance and acting. And I'm like, I've always had it in the inside, just never knew those things existed. So they were going to an audition on a Saturday in Atlanta. And me being, I would think I was getting ready to turn 17, about to turn 18, or I had just turned 18. I'm like, all right with y'all to y'all audition on Saturday. Went to this audition. The audition was for Left Eye Production. Left Eye from TLC had a production company called Left Eye
Oh,
Production, and they all were auditioning for her. So I rode there as a support team, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go. And I have never seen, it was like a parking lot full of like 300 dancers all moving. And I was like in awe, like, oh, this is the thing. So I sat there and I watched for a little while, and my friends were doing their thing, and I was like in my chair, like, oh, this is cool. And my friends came over, I was like, I think I can do this. And my homegirl was like, oh, you think you can do it? She kind of rubbed my shoulder. You should get up and try. Not to forget, I'm a baseball, I'm competitive.
That's
So
right.
this, oh, you think you can do
Yeah,
it? I
that
was
upset you, didn't it?
it kind of like, oh, you playing games with me. So I got up, signed in. I was like number 300 and like I don't even remember, like 352 or something, because I was the last one. Um and so it was six friends of mine. So, in a dance audition, it goes by rounds. You go in and take a group of six, you go in your group, they either tell you to stay or thank you for coming, and you kind of filter people out that way through
Right.
the process. So my first group of friends went, I think two of my friends got cut, and they asked like two other ones to stay. The second group of friends of mine got, I think one of them got cut, and then the other ones asked to stay. So they were waiting. So I went in, and when I came out, my friends that were leaving had my bags. Like, well, we got cut, so we just gonna go back to school, and they got to stay, so they got another round. I said, "Oh, you guys, I didn't get cut. Not me. I'm still here." So they was like, "Oh," so they said, "We just wait till next round," because they just knew that I was gonna get cut.
Yeah.
Next go round. First group of friends went in, they all got cut. Second group of friends went on, they all got cut. I went in my group, came out, they all were standing on the side with all their bags. Like, we all got cut, so we gonna go back to school. Are you ready? I go, oh, you guys, I'll catch the bus back to school. I didn't get cut. I'm still here. So long story short, all my friends got cut, and I had just turned 18, I think. So at the time, left I had she had a 18 and she had a 21 and up group of dancers that she was going to put with her new artists that were coming out, and she had a high school squad. I was the same age as the high school squad, but I was in college already, so she kept me as an alternate for both.
Oh, very nice.
That was my introduction to this business. So from there, I started training, meeting all these people. And then her first group that came out was this group called Black that had a song with NSYNC back in the day, Bring It All to Me. And
Oh, I remember that group.
they had a song on the Bring It On
Yeah, yeah.
soundtrack. So I left school to go on tour with that group because that was her first group. And from there, my career took a complete turn. So that was my introduction to this business.
I
That's
mean,
how I got
it's usually not that easy.
I know.
Not that it's easy. I'm not saying that, but it's usually not that easy.
I know. That's a long story. It took a lot of training and a lot of but I just so happened to I knew I had catching up to do because everybody else had been doing this. The people that were on these squads have been dancing their entire lives. And
Yeah.
here I am, the new kid, mad flexible, good at dance, just never knew the proper terminology for things. So when I joined this squad, they put me through all this training and things like that with people. So I knew I had to catch up quickly.
Right.
And from there, the opportunity presented
I
itself. And
bet you were dancing all the time when you were by yourself
oh,
because
oh,
you're
let me
trying to
tell you.
catch up.
Oh, all the time. But when I look back over my life, when I was even in middle school and high school, like when I say I played football like I was running back, my tail end ended up going to play ball for Philadelphia Eagles. Like I played
Nice.
ball.
You play ball.
So
Yeah.
my football coach would be like, I'm not surprised that you're a dancer. We could be winning or losing. The other boys could be crying. They'd be devastated. As long as that band was playing, you were somewhere else dancing. So it's always been in you. So they made me realize it's
Yeah.
always been there.
Yeah. The universe finally got you in the right spot where you could
Did.
use some of that talent.
Yes, 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 yes. And then from there, I toured with them for a couple of years. I ended up moving to Los Angeles at 21. And then from there, I had met all these different people who was like, "Oh, you're good." Then I started auditioning, got my agent. It was a whole thing. Then from there, I danced for a little bit of everybody. I did the Janets, I did the Miley Cyrus. I did a little bit of everybody in my dance career.
Amazing. I mean, at what point did you start doing the choreography? Because that's an even bigger step
Oh,
from the dance.
You just hit the nail on the coffin when you said the universe will find its way of making things line up for
Yeah.
you. So I'm the type of person that once I set goals, I write them out, and once I check them off, I check them off. If I start repeating them, they make me feel like I'm stagnant, and they make me feel a certain way. So I found myself in my dance career. I had danced for everybody that I wanted to dance for. I found myself dancing for people multiple times, three times, same people. I was dancing for same artists with three different choreographers. Like this just
Yeah.
became a thing, and I start asking for. I'm like, I'm missing something. I need something else. I'm fulfilled in this part of my life. Like I don't know what it is. And my best friend to this day, Jamal Sims, who's another huge choreographer. He's a huge
Yeah.
choreographer director himself. He's done like Hairspray. He was a choreographer for Hairspray. He did Aladdin. He's a huge choreographer. Jamal Sims, my best friend to this day. He was choreographing as well. He was choreographing at the time, and that's my best friend. I was always with him. He knew that I had started working on my acting career. He was like, you know what? If you want to act, you should come over here and assist me because I'm doing movies and television.
Yeah.
Assist me. You can be, and you got to end. The producers, you have the personality everybody love. The producers get to know you. The people behind the scenes get to know you. They start to find that you're an actor and a dancer. It all makes sense. And at the point I was in my feelings, like, oh my God, friend, I can't assist you. I can't be running to go get coffee. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not a coffee guy. In my head, I identified that as assistant, right? He was like, no, fool, we dancing. Same thing. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. I'm always here anyway. So I
Yeah.
started assisting him on all these movies and all these other different artists and stuff. And I did that for years because I'm like, I'm just hanging out with my friend. And it didn't even feel like work. It just felt like I was just
Amazing.
with my best friend. We was traveling, seeing the world together, dancing, having a good
That's a
time.
great job.
It's an amazing job. Until one day I realized he started getting multiple jobs. He started getting so many jobs at the same time. And he'd be like, Draco, go do that. And I'm gonna go do this job. You go do that job. And then before you know it, it just ended up being he didn't call me no more. And I was doing all these jobs. I'm like, friend, did you kick me out of the nest? He said, yes, you was ready to go fly on your own. I had to make sure. So he low-key kicked me out of the tree. But indirect before I knew it, I was like, wait, I did all this other stuff. I'm just doing stuff, people calling me. He go, that's what it's for. You had at that point, I knew that you was ready.
Right.
I had taught you everything. It's time for you to go and you're good at stuff. So he pushed me out the tree, and from there I started choreographing all these different things. And then I end up another good friend of mine is Anthony Hemingway, who's a huge director who helped me with my Emmy nomination because he was the director for a lot of things that I've done.
Yeah.
Me and him, that is my ace as well. So he's like, anytime I need any movement, this is the guy. So it just all ended up just happening. It fell in place.
Yeah.
I'm blessed, and I just so happen to be ready and available at the right time when the opportunity presented itself. I was well equipped for all the things that were thrown my
Well,
way.
that's a lot of times the universe
Hmm.
will put things in your path, but we're not ready. And we
Yes.
just miss the opportunity. I mean, good for you to be prepared for when the opportunity came, you could grab it.
Yeah. So from there, I built this rapport about myself. I'm one of those type of people when I work, there's no position on a film greater than the other. I feel like everyone should be seen and heard. I'm very that in my room. If there's the attitude, we go fix it. If I make sure my room is a safe space for anybody that's in my all my dancers, all my actors that's in my space, they know it's a safe space. We're having a good time. The energy is that. So I feel like we get the job done and we're having a good time and it works better for me. Those are the environments that I like to build for my people that I'm working with.
I love that. And I'm
You
sure
know?
they love it.
Oh yeah, we have a good time. Trust me. Everybody in my space in a rehearsal audition, they're like, "This is how it's supposed to be." I'm like, "Yeah, this is entertainment. We are here to entertain the people. This is supposed to be fun. The moment it stops being fun, it's time to do something else."
That's right. That's right.
You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
If you're miserable, which is I ran call centers for 20 years before
Mm,
my son came to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in a podcast?" And I was like, I just want to spend time with him. So I said yes.
yeah.
And look where it led. Now
See?
this is all I
See?
do is the
And
podcast.
having a good time. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna meet all the cool people, and I'm pretty sure you'll do this and having a good time better than being in a call center just talking to people randomly. You
That's right.
know?
I
So
haven't missed the call centers 1 minute. I mean, some of the people I miss, but I do
yes.
not miss the call centers. This is so much better.
It's more personal, and you said like you got the personality like me. I like to talk and have a good time. I'm like, if it's
For
fun,
sure.
I'm like, let's do it. The moment it stop being fun, that's how you know. The moment you start being miserable and having breaking out and being annoyed and just irritated it's time to do something
That's
else.
right. It's time to move on. Time to move
Hmm.
on. I got a kick out of seeing that you were in From Justin to Kelly.
You know, you know
That's
what's
been so long ago.
you know what's funny? That was my first movie that I've ever danced
I
in.
figured it was.
It was my very first. I had just got to LA. Like when I got to LA, I literally came here and I think I was here for maybe a couple weeks before I started booking, working things,
Yeah.
which is, and take in mind, I moved to LA. I spent all my money to get here. I moved here from Atlanta. When I got to LA, I had $50 in my account. That's all I
That's
had.
not gonna go very far in LA.
It's not gonna go very far then, and it definitely gonna go nowhere now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like game on, talent, let's go. So just from Justin and Kelly was one of my first movie. It was the first movie that I danced in. It was probably
Amazing.
one of the best times on a movie set. It ended up being, I mean, rating wise, it flopped according to the people, but it was one of the best times I've had on a movie. I imagine being 20 years old, 21 years old, first time in Miami, on Miami Beach. Our hotels on my, we had all the when you check into a hotel, all the hotels were booked out, but
Yeah.
because our flights was late. So when we checked in, the only thing they had were like penthouses and suites because they had gave all the other rooms out. And once you check into a hotel, they can't kick you out. So
Right.
I had a penthouse suite for 3 months on Miami Beach at 21 years old.
Amazing.
Doing a movie. Don't get no better than that.
No, that doesn't get better. That's, it should not be that easy.
It should be that. I was like, oh, this is a blast. This is my first, I've had some ups and downs,
I
some
mean,
movies, but
you
like,
did
oh,
that didn't mess you up like you didn't start thinking, well, this is just how it is. It's
oh
gonna
yeah, I
be
got
like this
spoiled
every
for
time.
sure. Spoiled for sure. Because there's been some others that went so quite like that. But that movie was, I had a blast. And look at everybody now. Kelly on TV shows and got her own things, amazing star.
What a voice.
Anika Noni Rose, Dream Girls on Broadway star, like those, I had a blast. And that movie was choreographed by Travis Payne, who's also a dear friend of mine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you do something on Who's the Boss?
Who's that? Who's that dancing that? That TV, that's the movie.
Oh, I'm assuming it's the TV show, right? Wasn't that Tony dancing?
Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I danced in that. I was one of the dancers on it. They did like, I don't know if it was a dream sequence or something on
You've
one of
been doing this for a
my.
while.
And I never turn around. How my brain's wired. I do something, I'm like, oh, that was fun, and I move on. I never really take a second, take a step, and look back and be like the path that has been. Not till recently, my aunts and uncles like, you've been at it for a while. You've been there. Like some of the things, I'm like, oh yeah, I have. And because I
Yeah.
guess it's sort of weird to look back, I'm like, I have. Some of these I be forgetting about.
Well, yeah, because you've done so many of them.
I be forgetting about. I've been blessed, bro. I've truly been blessed in this business, and the crazy part, I still like I'm just getting riled up. I feel like people are just getting to know. I've been here and I've done a lot of work, but I think it was hard because I'm not one of those creators or choreographers or director that does one genre. My
Right.
genre is so broad with things, so it's hard for people to identify who did what. They'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. Who did that?" They never could put a face with the name.
Yeah.
Not till recently that I started doing more things like this. I would have fun with my friends and I think about the job. But now I'm like, no, it's that time. People are now starting to put the face with the work. So that feels good.
I'm guessing that you were already in Hollywood before we got all these dance shows that came on
Yes.
the TV, or you'd have probably tried out for some of those.
I was for sure. When all the dance things were happening, at first I was like, I'm having fun with my friends. I'm a dancer. I could do this with. I'm not sure if that show's gonna be a hit or not. And then, in your head, you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm just gonna go do what I do my movies and stuff. But then those shows end up being hits. And some of my dear friends, Twitch, an amazing friend of mine,
Oh yeah.
all these amazing people on these shows, I've known these people, Travis Wall, all these amazing talent that's come from these shows. So even the ballroom, even the Dance with the Stars, Val, his brother, like I'm
Yeah.
cool with a lot of these people, like because I've been around for a while.
Well,
So
I know that's your people. I was thinking, I was like, I
people,
wonder why he was never on those shows. I was like, well, yeah, because he was already working.
I was already there, but I did go. I've done Dance with the Stars as a choreographer and assistant choreographer a couple times. I have did, and
That's
I've
cool.
also did some numbers, some group numbers. Me and my best friend Jamal did some group numbers for like Step Up and a couple of other the movies that were dance movies on So You Think You Can Dance. So I've kind of been there, been around. Just
Yeah,
never been a contestant. But
that's
now
right.
I'm like, the next one, y'all should get me as a judge or a host. I'll be good at.
Well,
I
I'd like
now.
to see you as a judge. I mean, with
Oh my
your
God, I'll be a
personality,
great judge. We're gonna speak that into existence. That's what I need.
that's it. That's it. I'm gonna make some calls.
Yeah, put some calls in. Tell you and your wife get together. Tell them to call Live Nation. We got a talent. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's make a show. So the new one is Zombie 4, which
Yeah,
it's crazy that they're on 4. So this one is Dawn of the Vampires.
it's Dawn of the Vampires. Let me tell you something about that franchise. I actually Am I in awe? No. But did it come out of nowhere? It's like, oh my God, this is really happening because my introduction to zombies was the Zombies 3. I did 3. I didn't do the first one. I didn't do the second one. I did the third one. And that was right the heart of the pandemic. So we flew to Toronto to the third one. It was mask up. It was like, not too
Yeah,
much close up. So the job it ended up being really good. I had a good time. But the third one, I also realized I'm going into a franchise that's already been
that's
established.
right. That's right.
Zombies consist of entities. There's zombies, there's cheerleaders, there's werewolves, there's aliens, all these entities in this in the franchise. So for the fourth one, they were introducing two new entities, which were the Daywalkers and the vampires. And so they kind of passed on the torch. So we flew to New Zealand. I had to have an audition in New Zealand. Never met none of the new cast. I had
I mean,
met
that's
one.
not a terrible place to have to go.
Well, I'm not just, it wasn't too bad, it wasn't too bad. New Zealand, that side of the world, not too shabby.
Yeah.
But I only had met one of the actors, the newer actors, Malachi Barton. I just met him here, who's an amazing actor who's taking over these days. And they brought four of the original zombies back. Meg Donnelly, Chandler, I forgot, they brought Kylie and Milo, the four main, they
Yeah.
brought them
Yeah.
back. They're passing the torch to the younger generation, right? So I get to New Zealand, never been to New Zealand before, don't know these dancers, don't know these new cast members. So I had to have an audition in New Zealand and in Australia. Not too bad,
Not too bad.
So I was able to hire all these New Zealand and Australia dancers who never did this before. They dream for some of them were to be on a Disney movie, like to be in a Disney movie. So got over there, had a freaking blast. I couldn't have asked for a better group of dancers and cast of actors ever. They were so hungry and so happy, so appreciative, and so young and so full of energy and like ready to get it done. You know what I mean? So these actors, some of these actors have never danced before. I'm like, if you trust me, I promise you, if you trust me all the way to the finish line, I promise you the reward is going to be greater. And I was able to build two new worlds for them. Like I was able to give
Wow.
them a style, give them in the actor work, give them a background, give them a backstory. I was able to build these this these dance styles on these two group of entities, which were daywalkers and vampires, who it was about. And when I tell you they trusted me all the way to the end, and it came out so well, I couldn't be more pleased with how it turned out because the world accepted it and ran with it. They were like, "Oh my God,
Well,
what
yeah,
is going
because you were given like each type of group had their own type of moves and
Yes,
things
yes,
they could do.
yes, and I had to build that out for them because on three, the zombies already had a style. The werewolves had a style. The cheerleaders are cheerleaders; they got a style. But these two new entities that I was able to create from myself, I'm like, perfect. I'm going to make them real people, real groups of people,
Yeah.
and act like one's from Atlanta and maybe one's from Chicago. They do the same thing, but they move different. So I put some realness to them because when I think about it, this generation of kids and teenagers who watch TikTok and all the social
Yeah.
media. That's all everybody's doing is dancing. They don't want to do what we did when I was their age. They don't want to do
Yeah,
that
they
old
want
stuff.
new stuff.
They want to do what everybody's doing now. And I have two nephews, Zion and Zaylin, who love to dance. And they want to do everything that I do. They want to learn that. They don't want to do no step touch. So I upped the choreography a bit. I'm like, I'm gonna make you guys really dance. And that it received so well. Social media took it and ran with it. Those kids killed the dance. They did so well. They did so well that every interview after the movie came out, everyone expected them to dance. And they're not really dancers like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you can
Yeah.
take people that aren't really dancers and make them look like dancers,
Yes,
that's
yes.
talent.
That's what we had to do. So I'm so happy with them. Like Freya, Malachi, Julian, MK, Sway, like my new cast member. The OGs are good. The OGs were already
Although
great.
although all those names do kind of sound like dancers.
And believe it or not, they are amazing actors. I think Sway and MK were the only two. MK's a guy from he's from Australia. He
Yeah.
but got in Australia. He's an actor on the show, and Sway lives from New York. Those are the only two out of the new ones that had ever danced before. The other one, the leads had never danced before. Freya, amazing singer, beautiful singer. Can dance, yes, but just had never been pushed. So I was able to push
Right.
her to get out of. So it turned out really well. I'm so pleased and so happy. And if you haven't seen it yet, you guys who are watching this, go see Zombies 4. You want to think it's a kids movie, and it is, but the story behind it is that we're all the same. We could be from different
Right.
places, but still come together and make more of an impact on the world. So you guys should watch that. It's
Well,
really.
I watch it with my grandkids,
I
and
know they.
they love it. My granddaughter dances; she's in dance classes.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
just 5, so she
Oh,
little.
but she's singing them songs though. I know she
Oh
loved
yeah,
it.
she's singing the songs and she's doing the moves, and her mother, my oldest, was a dancer up until college. She kind of
Ah,
left it, but she danced all through high school and stuff. And
I want.
I'm very aware of how difficult dancing is, and how much time is involved.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you've never been to a dance competition, you should go one time
Oh no,
because it's an all day thing.
it's an event. It is, and they're serious about it. They're serious about their craft and their talent. So yes, those are. That mean if your granddaughter dance, and I mean if your daughter was a dancer, I mean, daddy got to have rhythm. So daddy.
Daddy does not. It was always funny because I'm an introvert, at heart, and I was shy as a kid, so I just never did that. That was too.
Ah,
I was never a mover, maybe in private, but never.
yeah.
But now my brother, he was that guy.
See,
You know,
it's so. I knew it's somewhere in that
first
bloodline. It's
one,
somewhere.
first one on the dance floor every time. He was so popular because he was the one. The rest of us are against the wall. He's out there on the floor
Having a blast.
having a blast. And
That's
I always was envious of that. Man, I wish I could just do it. Never could. But it may be in the family, but it's not coming through me.
but you know what's so funny? That's the thing about dance that I always tell people. It's something that brings light to households. It's something that brings joy to people. It makes people it come even if you're not good, it brings people together to have a good time. They like to break the fourth wall. So it's one of those talents and it's one of those arts that I feel like dancers are art. Well, don't feel like dancers are athletes where they're
Oh, I
sport
agree.
artists. So, it's just one of those ones that just automatically bring joy to people.
Don't you
And
think that's part of the reason I think dance is so great because it really does combine, athletics
Mhm.
with artistic.
Yes, 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 yes.
And that's kind of unique because most sports don't combine the artistic side.
No, it don't. It's one or the other.
You can express so much while you're demonstrating, just how athletic you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Without saying a word, the
That's
body,
right.
the body's doing the talking. Yes.
That's right.
So that's Zombies for what a special project. And hopefully I'm looking forward. And we didn't know what to expect. So I think it turned out well. I'm super proud of that.
Well, and you should be. You should be because that's anytime you can get involved on a show that's on Disney,
Hmm.
everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not the first time you've worked with Disney. You've done a few things with them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I've done Haunted Mansion, which was
Yeah.
I've done which was I think it was Aretha Franklin Genius was through Disney but pushed out through
Well,
Hulu.
didn't you do even some work on like Miss Marvel and some of
Oh,
that?
I did Miss Marvel. See, I
Yeah.
be forgetting about things. I did Miss Marvel, which was amazing. I had fun with that too. That was amazing. Mrs. Marvel.
I bet that was fun because you're dealing with people that are in these monster costumes, these big ass
Yes.
costumes, and you're having them kind of move around a little bit.
I mean, what can you can I mean, what's the best thing? You're dealing with these actors with these stories that are being presented and told, and they all are also different. And I get to have it brings joy to me. That's why I love TV and film because every story, every script is going to be different. It's going to require a different type of movement. And I'm able to build these storylines out and build these characters out with the individual movement. Mrs. Marvel, the stretchy arm she was so amazing. She was good and she wanted to dance. She danced through the house. It was so much fun. And that's why I love television and film because I'm able to express my own creative thoughts and I'm able to
Right.
learn so much from every department, the grips, the gaffers, the director, the first AD. I'm learning so much and I'm doing what I love. So
You can't beat that.
can't beat that.
No, I mean that's the best thing. If you're doing something you love and you're making a living off of it,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then I also did a couple of live things with them. I've done like Laura Morano with her music, Radio Disney. I've done the McLean sisters. Like
Oh yeah.
I've been over there for a while in
Well,
the
didn't
music.
you do one of the actors from Zombie 4? You did some music videos with, right?
Yes, yes, I did. Freya Sky. Freya Sky was is the one of the leads on Zombies 4, who's an amazing singer. When I
Yeah.
say amazing, and she's from the UK, and all this is new to her, so she was like, I wanted to do my music. I'm like, girl, let's do this. She's actually super talented. I don't think the world even understands how talented this young lady is.
Yeah.
I think that, but soon, and she's only 15, you know, so she has
Oh,
time.
wow. She's young.
She's young and she's got a powerhouse voice. And I when she was sing on set, I would be in awe because I'm like, when was the last time we've heard the number one or two on she's number two on the call sheet. She's the lead of a movie. She has the top song on the movie, and she's singing it for real, for real. Besides Moana, who was not a real person, or
That's right.
besides like, Pocahontas, she's doing it for real. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it
So
just doesn't happen, especially at 15.
no, 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 no. Like, so I've been like, when I say I was so lucky to have that cast,
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you kind of lucked out with that. You
yeah,
had a group that was willing to learn.
yes, and wanted it and wanted it to be the best outcome. Yes. So,
You've you done a little work with the Emmys, I think, at different
yeah,
times. That's
yeah.
kind of neat.
Listen, I'm like, who would have thought the little country boy from South Carolina who only knew grass, trees, and deers would be in Los Angeles choreographing for the Emmys. I was choreographed and nominated one year. So I got nominated for
Wow.
my work on Aretha Genius, Genius
Yep.
Aretha Franklin story. But that same year I choreographed the opening for them with Cedric the Entertainer. And then I did the following year, I choreographed the opening for the Emmys as well with it was a group of them. It was like LL Cool J. It was who all was it? It was a
Oh,
few
I
people.
remember that.
Yeah, I did that opening for them as well.
That's amazing. That has
Yeah.
to be a good call to get.
Well,
Hey, you want to do the Emmys?
I was like, absolutely. And it was a really special for me the year that I was nominated because the Emmys coming too. One weekend they have the televised one. I mean, the one weekend they have the creative arts one, which
Right.
is not televised, and the weekend after that they have the live one, which is televised. So I was there for 2 weeks working with. I did the one that I was nominated for. I was able to get all dressed up and be G'd up and look cool. And then
Yeah.
the next week I had to work, so it was pretty cool. An out of body experience, actually.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hmm.
That's one of those experiences you dream about.
Yeah. Like, what's so funny is like you're in it and you're having such a good time. You're like, I can't even remember what I said or did. Like I was having so much fun. It was one of the moments.
Do you still do the do you still teach like outside of the entertainment business? Do you
Yeah.
still teach?
I do, and it's funny that you ask because I just put my website up and it's www.dondraico.com. I
Yeah.
just put that up because now I have a little more time. I'm still working and doing things, but I have more time. I'm a big advocate on making sure I teach the next generation all the things that were taught to me and it can help their process more easier and make them feel more confident. So I just put on my website and I made a post like, I have time to teach. Everybody been asking me to teach all these studios, but since I haven't been on a convention teaching, so I put it
Right.
out there. I'm like, you guys want me to teach? Let me know. It's a part of my website. You can go fill out the information, and my team gets back and we set it up. So I'm definitely teaching these days. I
Yeah,
do
that's awesome.
ones, I do studios, like yeah.
I don't know how you find the time, but that's awesome that you're
I
doing it.
didn't at first. Now I'm like, I got a little more time. Let's do this. Everybody's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. And everybody's like, we've been waiting on you to teach. We've been waiting on you to do that. I'm like, yeah, the time is now. The time is
Well,
now.
and you've done a little bit of acting too.
Yeah.
I saw you had a little role on The Purge,
Yes.
like a gunman or something.
Gunman. My first acting role was on a show called The Wire. And
Oh, The
then
Wire, that little show.
I did that little show, which was still one of the best shows of all time to
Oh,
me.
absolutely.
Then I was able to choreograph and I booked a role on American Crime Story, OJ versus the People.
Yep.
I played a reporter on there, which was probably one of the most nerve-wracking roles I've ever had because I'm a Southern guy. I have a
Right.
Southern dialect. I talk fast.
Oh, tell
I
me
get
about
caught
it.
I get caught up sometimes, and sometimes I speak and it sounds like a song. So I booked this reporter role, and and it was me and a few other actors who were playing reporters, but that's what they do, and they sounded like reporters.
Right.
I'm like, I don't sound like that. Oh my God, I don't sound like that. So in my mind, I'm like, you have to, there are different versions of this. So you know what? Just put your thing on it and make it be.
That's right.
So I love acting. I'm actually stepping back into that. I'm trying to take on a few more roles. These I'm building that out. I want to build that. I want to
I'd like
build.
to see you on a comedy.
You know what? People have said that. I'm ready. Funny thing is, I did just book a job. I'm going to Atlanta as a choreographer to work on a bit comedy. But we gonna see if they can throw me a role at me. I'll keep you posted on that. See what they
Yeah,
decide.
yeah, please do. Because yeah, I'll watch. I'll check it out.
I think I'll be good at a comedy. I'm like, no, I've never done a comedy, but I'm working on that. I'm working on building my acting resume real out just as much as I built my
Well,
choreography.
comedies, it's got some similarities to dancing and to music because it there's a rhythm to it. If
Yes,
you deliver
yeah,
that joke at the wrong time or
it
out
has
of
to land
rhythm,
right.
it doesn't work.
It has to land correctly. You have to make it land right. Those beats are important for the comedy.
Yeah, yeah. I saw you did choreography for Forever.
Yes,
When I was growing up, Judy Blume, those books were, that was the risque books.
really.
Yeah, you wanted to get a hold of those because they might have some risque things as a young boy. You might want to check those out.
That sound like those Judah Bloom books were like the 50 Shades of Grey books that were just
They
happening.
were. That was our 50 Shades of Grey.
When they called me for that, my friend Anthony Hemingway was a producer director on that. He was like, "We doing this thing called Forever." I didn't know what to expect. I had heard of the name Judy Blume, but I wasn't familiar with
Right.
the amount of books that she had. So once I got on set, I was like, "Oh, this is cool!" Like once we got to going, and I still don't think that sometimes I could be a little oblivious of things when it comes to like, what do you expect? I'm like, I don't expect anything. I don't really know how the
Right.
power of the editing, and I was only on for a couple of episodes. I wasn't there through all the episodes, so I really
Right.
couldn't be like the story is this. But when it came out, though, woo, the world took that series and ran with it. But it actually was a really, really good story that I don't think I've seen. As an African American boy, I don't see a African American boy with some type of autism or some type of on the spectrum a little that falls in love with a girl. I've never
That's
seen
right.
that before.
No, it
So
was pretty awesome. I
I've never
I
seen it.
love the way they remade that because they did a TV movie like back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you teaching me something. I'm gonna go see
Yeah,
it.
it was a TV movie, and the guy that starred in it was Dean Butler. You'll have to look that up. But Dean Butler played uh, the boyfriend on Little House on the Prairie,
I
the
do know.
youngest daughter. Yeah, he played her boyfriend, and then he was the one that starred in the TV adaptation of that, which I always thought was kind of funny because it's I think the newer version is a much better adaptation.
From the book, because you familiar with the
I've
book.
read
So
the book, yeah,
see, people who read the books always have a little more in depth, and they get, the characters are a little different. For so I'm like,
right.
see, that makes sense. So I'm gonna have to go check that out. I'm gonna have to look that
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
'Cause
you'll
I'm
need to check
also,
it out.
I'm also borderline a historian a little bit. I love classics. I love black and white movies. I go back like I'm that guy. I'm like I find those jokes for those black and white movies were risque. They said
Yeah,
whatever they want to. So
yeah,
I
they
want to
did.
go back and look at
Yeah,
some of
I
that.
always enjoyed those movies too. The writing was so strong because they didn't have any special effects,
Yeah.
so you had to have good writing or it didn't work.
Well, good writing and ski and a good actor, because if not, it's
Yeah,
going to
good
tumble down.
luck.
Good
But
luck. Yeah, ain't no
well,
CGI.
Draco, thank you for taking a little bit of time. It's been terrific. You're so talented, and you've worked on so many different projects. I was going through your IMDb, and I was like, oh, he's been on everything.
Listen, I appreciate that. And like every now and then I'll go and do a deep dive, like, wow, Draco, like, and the most amazing thing is that I remember when I was 14, my mother was like, growing up in South Carolina, she was like, when you leave here, you can't come back.
That's
I
right.
was, I was like, At 14, what do you mean? My sister's here, you here, my dad hates y'all crazy. I'm coming. She goes, no, because how you set up, how your life is so vibrant. You see life in colors, and in this small town, you can't do that here. So when you
Right.
leave, I'm big on helping my family across the. I'm a mom and daddy's boy. I'm a
That's right.
family. So she was like, I know how you are. You're gonna want to help, you're gonna do all these other things, and you will not be able to do that here. So once you go, you always come back, but you cannot move back here. And now it all makes sense to me. And
Yeah.
she's right. Like
Yeah, she's 100% right.
I wouldn't be able to do half of things or be able to like I just wouldn't be able to have things that I enjoy or introduce my nephews to all. My nephews were my dates for Zombies 3. Like I was able to bring them out. They took them with me.
That's amazing.
So I am Uncle of the Year.
Yeah, that's a tough act to follow.
You know what I mean? I'm Uncle of the Year. So yeah, so I'm like, I really appreciate that. I did look back. Sometimes I took a look back and like, wow, Draco. Okay,
That's
okay.
not bad. That's
Not
not
bad,
bad.
guy. Not
Well,
bad.
well, so a couple little things before we wrap up. Anything else that you're working on outside of Zombies for that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
I'm working with this. I did some work with this artist named Normani, who's coming out. She's from the group Fifth Harmony. I just did some stuff with her for Billboard, and I just got booked to go do some stuff on Scary Movie in Atlanta. So I'm excited
Oh,
about that.
very
I'm about to
good.
start that. So we're gonna see. I'm literally about to start that this week. So I'm excited about that.
Was
And
Fifth Harmony? Was that Aubrey O'Day's group?
no, that was Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day Carter.
Oh, that's right. That's Danity Kane. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um, Fifth Harmony is with Normani. It's with what's her name? Camilla, what's her name? Camilla.
Oh, right, 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 right. I
It
can
was
see it
Simon
in my
Cowell's
head
group.
now.
Well, Simon Cowell's group from that, from the show. So yeah, and just what else is coming up? So many things. But like I said, I've got my little stuff together on my social media. I'm about to be posting up everything, which I'm gotten better at. Because before I wouldn't post nothing.
Yeah,
I
you
just
got to
keep it
put it
all
up there.
inside. Now I'm like, you know what? Let me let people in on a little insight on my
Let me
life.
let people know. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So last thing, Draco, before we go, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on social on Instagram at Draico, Draico. I have my website up that's at thedondraico.com. That's
Oh,
THE. And then I'm on TikTok at Don Draco.
are
So
you dancing on TikTok?
I am doing every now and I do my tutorials from these movies so people want to learn some of the dance steps. I love TikTok. I do. I spend more time on TikTok flicking because it's so fun to me. And I see new trends. I'm like, let me get up and try and see if I still got it. So I'll do a little dance every now and then on TikTok.
You may have already seen this, but this is when there was a Saturday Night Live that MC Hammer was the host,
Love
and
to
during the monologue, Chris Rock comes out as Michael Jackson and challenges him to a dance off.
challenge the MC
Hilarious.
that way. I'm about to see that one. I'm about to go look that up.
Yeah, you need to look that up. Chris Rock and MC Hammer having a dance off. I mean, Chris Rock as Michael Jackson and MC. It's hilarious.
I'm trying to find old videos from my parents' house because I was such an MC Hammer fanatic when I was a kid, like fanatic. Like I made my mother buy. She had to make me some MC Hammer pants when I was a kid. Like I was that. So
Oh yeah.
I know some videos somewhere of me as a kid jumping around like I'm MC Hammer in some drop pouch pants saying too legit to quit. I know it is somewhere. I know it is. So if I
I went
find
to
that,
I went to a concert of his in 1990, and Vanilla Ice and In Vogue opened for him, and then it was
that's
MC Hammer,
crazy.
and it was a great show. And at the show ends, and it's just MC Hammer dancing by himself under a spotlight, and then the light just slowly fades to black. That's how it
I
ends. It's just him dancing.
Just that alone just gave me chills. I knew that probably was epic. He
Oh, it
probably
was
was.
a great concert.
See, that's when concerts were amazing.
Yeah,
See,
it
listen,
was
I
pretty
appreciate
good.
it. I appreciate. Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm gonna
Well,
talk.
when you get the next one, come back. Reach
Listen, I will
out. We'll do
come
it
back.
again.
Sure, I'll definitely have to come back 2 or 3 times before the Olympics. We have to go have a
We
blast
got
there.
we got to keep that connection so that we can
Yes,
bring you with us.
let's do. I am there. I'm already in LA. I'm coming. I'm pulling up.
I will go ahead, like when we post this video, I'm just gonna have it playing around the house, and then my wife will be like, "Well, who's that?" I was like, "Well, let
Who
me
is
tell
that?
you,
Who is that? Who is that guy?
you're gonna get to know him."
Oh my God.
All right, Don, hold on one second. Dondraico Johnson. How terrific was he? Absolutely an incredible dancer. Do yourself a favor, check out Zombies 4. It's he's exactly right. It's not just for kids. You know, Disney does a pretty good job making shows for kids that also are appealing to adults. And I think the Zombies 4 right in there if you're a sci-fi fantasy lover or a horror lover. It's not super scary, but a little bit. Check that out. Draico is so talented, and he is, like I said, he worked on everything. Let's listen to some of these that he's done choreography for. So he's done Footloose, Cobra Kai, Lovecraft Country, You're the Worst, Ghostbusters, Who's the Boss, Magnum PI, Hotel, Heart to Heart, The Bell Jar, Cannon, Kojak, Policewoman. He's done so many things, the comebacks. You know, The Purge we talked about and Haunted Mansion we talked about. He's just a talented guy. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. It's free. Really helps us out. Our website's meistercon.com. You can find over 1,000 episodes, audio and video versions. So please check us out, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.